Alright, g'day everyone. It's Joe here, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I am reviewing AEW Dynamite's 6th anniversary show. Now, I am a huge wrestling fan, as all would have mentioned, as I would have mentioned many, many times. So let's go straight into it. It is from Hollywood, Florida, and not Hollywood, Los Angeles, of course. It's the October 1st show of 2025. On commentary, we had Taz, Excalibur, and Daniel Bryan Daniel Danielson, just because, reasons. They brought back the original Dynamite music, which was a nice thing to do. The hag came from the entrance. It was definitely it feels different because it was at the entrance instead of usually the sides. It gives it a different feel every show, so it doesn't get stale. Is basically where I'm going with that. And can we just take a moment to say that Justin Roberts' voice is fantastic, and I don't think he just gets enough for that one. So kudos to him. We started off with a package from the Young Bucks earlier that day where they... Oh, there's my full screen thing. That's all right. Where they were talking about purchasing an entrance. Pyro, the fake money, rain, all the works and everything. Nick then says to Brandon when Matt walks off screen that there's a casino, so he's a bit of a gambling addict. So the next scene is him going into there and losing everything. And then Matt not being very happy when here we are. So the first match is a trios match, which is Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks against Kenny Omega and Bro Dito. And because the Bucks had lost all their money, the broke Bucks account balance zip. It's a good feel. It's a good thing to see them get their comeuppance. Some notes and some cool spots of the match was Bandito slamming Brody, because Brody at this time was going through and slamming everybody, and Brody was like, no. And he slammed Brody on top of Josh Alexander. It was a double tombstone and a Dante's Inferno combination. And One Winged Angel from Kenny on, what's his face here? Josh Alexander. And one sec, I just need to pause. Okay. So that was the 1, 2, 3 with the One Winged Angel. I've got MVPs for the match. I would definitely say Josh Alexander, mate, is the absolute workhorse for this match. Next, we had the Jurassic Express come out, and this is a bit weird. So Jurassic Express is supposed to be baby faces, but in the bottom right corner, you can see that Josh Alexander is still beating the hell out of Kenny. Regardless of what happened in the past, these guys are supposed to be faces, but whatever. Either way, Jurassic Express chased off the Young Bucks, and that was that. Kenny jumped on the mic, did a promo thanking everyone for the past 6 years. Whether it's your first day or you've been here since day one, they've had friends come and go, all sorts of things. At which point the lights went out, and returning Andrade El Idolo. Wow. This guy doesn't know what company he wants to work for, hey? So he came in. He beat the crap out of Kenny. He's part of the Don Callis family, of course. But I'm stoked that he's back because he's arguably got the best music in AEW. Next up was a 6-year package where, as you can see, the punkster himself, Phil. One of the many really cool things that they showed over the past 6 years in that package, with all the good times of him being a Sting fan and Cody and Brody and Jesus, everything over the past 6 years. I won't go into it, but it's worth a watch. Backstage, Mark Briscoe has promo. He's happy that Orange Cassidy's getting a TNT title shot into the hologram because he's on the mend. He complained a bit about MGF a little bit, but didn't really go in much of a direction, so I'm not quite sure what's next for Mark Briscoe. But next is the Cole Fletcher TNT Championship match with Orange Cassidy. The crowd ate up everything that Orange Cassidy did, which is cool. It was a cool move, a really, really cool move where Cole picked up Cassidy from a pinning combination into a tombstone. That's really cool, worth a watch. Hologram came out at the end, considering the dude's supposed to be injured, but anyway, didn't look like he was injured. He came out and he cost Orange Cassidy the match. He cost him the match. Fletcher did his brainbuster. MVP was definitely Cole Fletcher in this match. And here is the Don Callis family, minus Swolverine and Trent Beretta. So as you can tell, hologram is not necessarily hologram. That's actually Elklon. That's the dark side of hologram that we've been seeing recently. Kind of like Sin Cara and Sin Cara 2, but be interesting to see what they do with it. Next up was Mercedes in a backstage interview. Renee mentioned in 16 days that she'll be the longest running TBS champion, removing Jade Cargill from the history books. So that's an interesting fact. Also, she will be facing a local Floridian next week on Title Tuesday Dynamite for the TBS title. Hopefully not a local jobber though. Women's tag team titles could be belt number 10 for Monet, at which point Harley comes out and Monet is basically hard. There's a hard no for her being a tag team partner. She always takes the pin, where Harley just thinks that Mercedes may be playing hard to get with her. But we'll see what happens. All right, and next up, we have, just bringing up my notes, hit that. The trios match of Mox, Garcia, and Claudio against Hangman, Powerhouse, and Samoa Joe. Basically, Joe went all beast mode in this match at the very beginning, which was a really good start. Hobbs had 3 big slams of Mox right on the side of the ring apron about halfway through, and then just tossed him like it was nothing. It was really cool to see. At this point, it was really just a back and forth, 3-on-3. Really not a whole lot to say. Hangman, his buckshot on Claudio for the win. It's nice to see Claudio take the loss and not Garcia. MVP is definitely Powerhouse. Over the post-match, though, so at this point, Hangman went and gave his title, trio's title back to Samoa Joe, but Joe didn't really see it and dropped it, which caused a bit of confusion and a bit of blow-up between them, where Joe was basically just, wanting to tear bloody shreds off Hangman for disrespecting him and his title, and as you can see, Hobbs is trying to split him apart. But I'm watching this going, okay, so we're going to have a world title match at Wrestle Dream, are we? So we've got to start setting it up pretty quick. They brought out all the goons. The usual security goons. And, as the end of that segment, we'll see what happens. I had a promo video of Kevin Knight requesting a match with a member of FTR and Collision. Stokely says that he has someone in store for Willow. He accepts Kevin Knight's match with a member, but we're not going to know who it is until we basically get to the curtain and that person comes out. There's the graphic for next week, or for Collision this week, I should say. We then had a backstage promo with Renee and Paige, where, Hangman's like, I'm not sure really what's going on here, but Joe said, you've never beaten me, and it's like, okay, well, if I've never beaten you, let's actually do it. I kind of owe you for helping me out at All Out, and now with this beef or whatever's just kind of happened, let's do it at Wrestle Dream. Hey, title match. Although there's respect between us, if you throw another bitch fit like that, he basically said he'd ruin his life. This is Paige to Thingo, so to Joe. Interesting. Next is the graphic for Tony Storm against Tay Mello. Unfortunately, Tay does not feel like the upper mid-cutter that she used to be. In this match, she really felt like the jobber for Tony Storm, which is unfortunate. She got a really good lot of offensive enduring the ad break, unfortunately, but ultimately Storm 0 ended the match. But because of that, Tay was still definitely MVP of the match. She definitely carried everything. So after the patch, there was promo with Tony Storm, basically saying she wanted a one-on-one with Chris at any time and place that she chose. And I'm sitting here going, well, Wrestle Dream, we need a couple of matches. During her promo, though, as a side note, it would be really awesome if the crowd could stop saying, what chance? I mean, Steve Austin was 2002. Can we just let it go? It's just very disrespectful. So anyway, that was that. The graphics for another Collision match with Eddie Kingston and Drilistico, at which point there was a video promo after this with Sammy Guevara on behalf of Drilistico, saying a whole bunch of BS in Spanish and whatever, man. Eddie Kingston's like, dude, let's just fight. After the ad, Joe came back with a backstage promo with Renee. He reminded us all he wanted to remind us all who he is. And it's like, you live in the world of cowboy shit. Well, that's great because you're now in deep shit with Joe. I was like, fair enough. So yeah, they're going to have their match at Wrestle Dream. Next was the Gates of Agony against the Swirl. So Blake, Christian, and Lee Moriarty with Ricochet on commentary. Blake was basically getting pounded throughout most of this match, which was a little unfortunate. There were some great offensive moves from both guys, but definitely this is one from Lee Moriarty. Big double choke slam from GOA ended the match. It's a little bit silly, but the MVP was definitely the commentary team in this. It's sad because during the commercial break, there was one guy in the crowd that was having a love fest with Ricochet. And Danielson was getting in on it really, really hard. And it was kind of awkward, but here we are. So it was kind of a throwaway match. But afterwards is really where it went, where the Herd Syndicate came out and they said, we're throwing open a challenge for a street fight next week on Title Tuesday Dynamite. Do you accept? Yes, we accept. Cool, let's go. After that, Chris Statlander did a backstage promo with Renee. Agreed to face Tony at Wrestle Dream. Sweet. There's a second backstage promo with the Don Callis family where they challenged Brodito to face Takeshita and Okada. And Takeshita and Okada like, excuse me? And like, yep, work together. Get over yourselves. And then the main event. Main event being the Mixed Tornado Tag Match. Firstly, Mixed Tornado Tag Matches mean there are no tags. So in a usual tag match, you've got to hold the rope in the corner that you're assigned to, and you've got to actually tag each other in. In a tornado tag, that doesn't matter. You just go. It's wild. The fact that it's mixed, not only does it mean that it's men and women together, but men and women can also fight each other. It's not just women on women and men on men. You do whatever the hell you want. Match started out brawling in the crowd, which is a really good start. Kind of kept the match going pretty hot. Darby did a really stupid stunt where he suicide dived himself into an empty chair because Willie Yuta was supposed to be on it. Maria Shaffer did a 619 into a head scissors takedown, which was actually really cool. It was a little bit of a mix-up, but it looked really cool in the end. Willie Yuta German suplexed Darby Allin onto a stack of chairs. I think it was about 10 at the time, which is really cool. You can't see much from this, but this is Chris Statlander actually suplexing Maria Shaffer through the commentary, through the ring announcers table. There's Justin Roberts squealing back there. Then there was a giant superplex from Darby Allin to Willie Yuta onto a stack of chairs. Willie Yuta then brought out a whole bunch of tacks at some point. Chris Statlander ended up belly to backing Maria Shaffer's feet onto those tacks. And I'd love to give her MVP, but everyone really did their job in this one. That would bloody well hurt. It seriously hurt. At this point, Willie Yuta threw salt into Maria Shaffer's eyes. She couldn't see what was going on. She ended up choking out Yuta. At this point, they're on the ground, and a 450 splash from Chris Statlander, followed by Darby Allin's coffin drop with a double pin, which was really cool to see. And the MVP is definitely everybody. After all this, we had Chris and Tony face to face, who then got into a brawl. We then had Pax jump into the ring, choking out Darby, and Mox going, hey, guess what? We're about to go into an I Quit match. And I don't know how, but I'm going to make you say I quit. Blah, 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 blah. I will make you say I quit. I really hope that they don't do a Mick Foley from Royal Rumble 99 and they overdub the voice and they pump it via the PA as a false response, because I don't know who's going to win that match, but hey, here we go. So that is it. That is the show for this week. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. And if you thought that this was any good and you liked it and you would like me to continue doing it, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know. If this thing doesn't take off, I won't do it. If it does take off, I will keep doing it. Production value, we got a lot better than just PowerPoint, which is what I used, and a microphone. We'll see what happens. So thanks for watching and have a good one. That's been Joe. Catch you later.